Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man, I'm great, great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing absolutely great, man. I'll get the family in. And before we get started, I just want to share a couple of things that I've dealt with during the course of the week. And I like to do that sometimes. First, I want to say, man, dog owners, everybody who got
Mm,
dogs,
mm.
everybody don't love your dog. I just want you to understand something. I want you to be very respectful of your
Mhm.
dog, even when you walking your dog. Everybody may not want your dog to be in their yard. You know, if you got company, they may not want your dog to be around them. So I just want people, and I just got to say, people with dogs, please be mindful of other people, that everyone don't love your dog the way you love your dog. I just had to get that out the way. I had to get that out the way, coach. I don't know if you want to say anything on that, but I had to get that out
Yeah,
the
I
way.
just got a couple of words, man. Consideration and respect, man.
Okay.
That's
Please,
it.
please,
Consideration and respect.
please.
That's it.
I,
That's
I
it.
had I had to get that one out the way. When you driving, please stay out the cell phone if you can't drive and do
Wow.
over. Please,
Mm.
I can tell every time someone coming over in my lane, before I get up to them, I can see how they driving. I say they on the cell phone, and every time I go to pass them, they on the cell phone. Please, and it really is against the law to even be holding it now. But man, these folks ain't studying that.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you if you can't drive and stay conscious to what's going on, because I'm gonna be very honest with you, it really takes you. Most of us can't drive. Most of us can't drive.
Mm.
So just to add that, you talking on the phone, taking your attention away from one of the most dangerous conditions that you're in your life, and not even realizing that this could cause you your life, or you can cause someone else their life. Uh,
True,
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. Get off the phone. Get off the phone and drive, please. So, dog, folks, just like Coach said, be mindful, be considerate. Everyone don't love your dog like you do. And folks just driving, get off the phone. All right, family, as you come into the room, I just had to get that off and dealing with some things, talking to some folks. Coach, I want to talk to you tonight. Why are blacks' behavior silly? And I don't know if you understood that title when I sent it to you. So as
Mm.
yeah, as we come in, I want the family, make sure you subscribe. We way behind. The truth is way behind. That lie flying. That lie is flying. The truth is way behind. So make sure you subscribe. Get one or two people to subscribe to the channel. Let's build it. Let's try to move it through the algorithm. Support our nonprofit organization where we work with children. Check out our information. If you ever need my help, there's my email address, dealing with the mind, the body, the soul. Like, comment, because I want you to talk back to me on this one. In other words, I want you to talk black to me. I want you to leave me a comment on this information that I'm getting ready to share a little bit about tonight, and Coach getting ready to share his perspective. And it's going to be some words tonight that's going to trigger you a little bit. So I want you to understand that this is a night of triggering. So you may get triggered. Yeah. You may get triggered tonight. So just keep your feelings and emotions intact. And like we were saying, I think it was a week ago, a week before, when you hear something that sparks you up and make you ready to go off, kind of think about it before you just act on it. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's going to be some things that kind of trigger you a little bit tonight. So let's get right into it. All right. Why are blacks' behavior silly? So one thing I like to do is I always like to define my main words, and I just want to do behavior.
No, stop with blacks, because some folks say you should say black people. So stop.
Well, just to do blacks, and I did this on another video where that term, we picked that term up really, I think it was like in the 1960s, and they began to refer to us as blacks, people of color. And that's why I use the term black, because, yeah, that's a term that we picked up We have been through so many different terms. And so black was just another term, just like they call you African American. That's another term we
Mm,
just picked up as time went on. So back in the and I think it was the 1960s, I had that information because I spoke it on another video when someone asked me about why you talk about blacks and this and that, because it's a term that was given to us as a people of color. So that's why I use the word black, and everybody know who I'm talking about when I say that, so don't get offended,
mm,
because like I said, it's going to be a triggering show tonight, and so keep your emotions and feelings intact, and let's get through it. And the main thing to do, well, if I say anything that's not true, then there's a comment section for you to share what did I say that's not true. So let's get to it. So we understand black, so let's do behavior. Behavior is the way in which one acts or conduct oneself. Think about our behavior, especially toward others. How someone acts, I want you to think about that. How someone acts, how you act. Remember that. And there are different types of behavior. You got conflict, communication, or tradition, and it's a lot of more different behaviors. But today, I want to focus in on one particular behavior, and I want to talk about the behavior of self-destruction. I want to talk about us as a people having a very self-destructing behavior. I want you to think about that. And then I want to connect it to the word silly. I want to connect it to the word silly. And growing up, anytime I heard anybody talking about, you silly, you this or that, it's either somebody, who always joking, or someone trying to be funny, so that's what I pick up from the word silly. And once I began to really look at the word silly, it's defined as, now, here go the triggering part. We see it as having or showing a lack of common sense. I don't know if you ever really pulled the word up, but the word silly means to show a lack of common sense, to be foolish, weak-minded, and stupid. The word silly. That's why I say you may get triggered tonight, and I want you to think about the meaning of that word. A lack of common sense, a lack of good judgment, absurd, foolish, weak-minded, stupid, unwise, ridiculous. It suggests that you have little intelligence because of pointless actions. Now, don't get mad at me. That's how the word is defined. And then what we have to do, we have to think about our lives. We have to think about our lives. So I'm not telling you that you are silly. I'm just giving you the meaning of the word, and then we're going to get into our behavior, and then you call it for however you want to see it. But it's a pointless action. It's what makes us stupid. And then here's the problem: it gives us a complete self-satisfaction. It gives us a complete self-satisfaction. That's what makes it stupid, because when we know that we are doing something that's self-destructing, we become satisfied with it. Got to stay with this one right here. Got to listen to me. Meaning that wherever it is you're doing wrong or to self-destruct, you're fine with it. You know you're drinking too much. You know you're smoking too much. You know you're doing this. We all know what we're doing. We all know what we need to clean up. And we make what's abnormal normal. We silly, a lot of us. Okay, so let's look at it from a foundation way of living, dealing with the mind, the body, the soul, because everything you're dealing with right now in your life is under one of those umbrellas. It's either dealing with your mind, your body, or your soul, because listen, family, it's a scientific fact that there are 3 neural pathway networks that runs through your body that a lot of us don't know. It leads to your head, it leads to your gut, and it leads to your heart. 3 of them. And they are dubbed the 3 brains. You do that research and take a look at it, because they are each capable of controlling how you feel and how you react. And one of the biggest reasons we are displaying a silly behavior in these areas, because we are not nurturing these 3 brains. So now it's time for you to be true to yourself. Here's the hard part for a lot of us. So my question to you, here's my question to you, family, everyone who's listening to me. Here's my question to you. Is your behavior silly? Are you showing common sense in your everyday living? I've given you the definition. Do you have the ability to think and behave in a reasonable way and to make good decisions? Just want you to think about that. I'm asking you a question. When it comes to all you have, when it comes to all you have, and that's your health, are you silly about your health? Is your behavior showing that you are silly? Is your behavior showing that when it comes to your health, that you're showing a lack of common sense? The way you treat your body and not taking care of yourself, is it foolish? Is it absurd? Is it ridiculous? And so I'm just asking you. I'm not telling you you are. I'm just asking you. Are you silly? Are you displaying a silly behavior about your health when that's all you have? Whether you know it or not, you have nothing else in life more important than your health. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to become more conscious. I want you to think about this. Because of no exercising, not working to clean up what you're putting in your body, further as what you're eating, you're smoking a lot, you're doing drugs, excessive alcohol drinking. Whether you know it or not, that's a silly behavior. You're dealing with stress, you're depressed, you're not taking care of yourself. A lot of it, whether you know it or not, we did it in another video, that you can get out in nature and begin to work on changing your mindset, begin to be more positive. That's why the information that we're given, it'll never get old. You can't tell me, oh, okay, I heard that before. Are you doing it? I know you heard it before, but are you doing it? We will always be under construction under these 3 areas. You can't never tell me you got it all together. No. You got to always work on your body. You got to always work on your mind. You got to always work on your soul. You got to always. So I have to keep coming in different ways to get us started, because a lot of us that's been listening to me, we haven't even gotten started yet. We still haven't started exercising. We still not taking that 30 minutes to an hour, 3-4 days a week to get that cardio. We still haven't changed our diet. We still haven't done it yet. So we can't keep saying, oh, I can heard that before. No, but are you doing it so we can move to the next level? Because it's levels to this thing. It's moving it to and taking it to another stage. We haven't even gotten to the point yet where we support the organization. We got a long way to go. We haven't even gotten to the point yet where we sharing the information, hitting the like, simple things. We haven't even gotten there yet. There's a lot of work that we must do. And I just posed a question. I'm gonna leave it right there at our health for a minute, because I'm gonna let Coach share whatever he want to share, and I'll come back later. But I want to know that when it comes to your health, all you got, you have nothing else in life. Because if you lose it all. Is your behavior silly towards your health? Coach, you want to share anything on that?
Listening to what you just said, give me a flashback earlier this week. A co-worker who smoked cigarettes was talking about not eating some fruit because of the sugar content. And I find it hilarious. I mean, that's how my mind works.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, okay.
That's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? I said, okay. I, I left it alone. Um, when it comes to our self-care, man, when it comes to health, I always say, and I stand on it, because so many of us are followers. And because this is not being drummed into us. Listen, man, take it here. You know what I mean? Pushed in us. It's not being done. An article popped up this week too, said 70% of Americans are not doing the minimum when it comes to exercising. And the minimum is basically 2 days of the week, 20 to 30 minutes. Cardio, whatever. That's the bare minimum, right? And this is 70% of Americans are not even fulfilling that. So when you think about it in that term, you realize, like, wow. When you move around, you observe, you can see it. You know what I mean? You can see it. So yeah, we are not taking it as serious as we ought to. And it's a shame, like I said, most of us are grown, so you need someone to tell you that you need to take care of you. Just think about that for a minute. Just think about that for a minute. You know, you need your help to take your butt to work, to run your business, to do all the stuff. You know, you need your help to take care of the house overhead because it's not going to pay for itself. You know what I mean? The car you drive and clothes you wear. I mean, what sense of having a fantastic looking wardrobe and you're not healthy?
Mm.
You know? So the focus is on the extra things, the add-ons, I call it, as opposed to let me see about my health first. And a society, by and large, nah, most of us, we're not even saying about that. We talk about it, but we're not about it, man. So what would it take for folks to really say, you know what, man, I need to make this change. I need to start doing better. I mean, I don't know what would take, It's just, self-explanatory to me. You know, I don't know what it'll take, but we're lacking, man. Definitely lacking that department, So
I hate it. I hate it. And what it's going to take is there is an awareness that we're not concepting. There is a consciousness that we are not picking up. We are because society and stuff, it has us all messed up. It has us all messed up. And we're not understanding that our health is everything. And we got to pass this information. We got to move it through the algorithm. We won't like it. We won't move it. We won't comment on it. How easy it is. We know our people need to hear this. If we see the title, a lot of times the title won't even pull you in. And then the ones who are looking, then we have to help others. The information that we're getting, we got to send it. We got to shoot it. We got to move it. Because a lot of folks, like I say, if it's not shake your booty entertainment or something to drink or something to smoke or whatever, or fight or whatever it is, then we won't click into it. Because like I say, we're on a platform competing against entertainment. We're going to lose that every time. Because people, us, we go into entertainment before we go into knowledge. So we have to take, as an individual, if one person listen to this and say, you know what, let me make sure I share it to my group. If each one of us share it and tell our group members to share it, make sure you share it and like it. And if you don't like it, if you hear anything that you have a different perspective on, no problem. Shoot them a comment. Yeah, shoot them a comment. Let them know what was said that you don't agree with or whatever. No problem. That's what I want. That's what I want. So the first thing we got to do is we got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves physically. And most of us are not doing it. I can give you statistics in other videos, and all you have to do is look around. You don't have to pull no statistics up. You got eyes. If you can see, Stevie Wonder can see, you understand that there's a problem. Ray Charles was grabbing folk by the wrist. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, he was grabbing folk by the wrist, and he can tell that that was a problem. So that's the first thing. We got to make sure that we begin to take care of ourselves physically, our health, because our health is all we got. And if we lose it, we lose it all. And then if we continue to make bad decisions, and that's a bad, see, that now here's the mindset, because that's a bad decision that we're making, not taking care of ourselves. That's silly. And if we keep making financial bad decisions, we do it every day. We do it every day. If we continue to stay in that relationship that we know that's not good for us, we do it every day. If we don't stop living that lie, we do it every day. We got to start being honest. It may hurt whoever, but eventually the lie it's gonna catch up with you. The hurt gonna come. You just prolonging it by just keep lying, because something gonna come out about the lie. So we got to start being honest. And I know it's tough. It's tough to tell him or her that, I really want to be alone, or I'm seeing somebody. Yeah, yeah. I know it's tough. Yeah, I really would like to have, more than one or two or three, or she telling him or he telling her. That's tough. I know. And so that's why we always stay in mess when it comes to relationships, because most of us are living a lie. You'll have a woman say, I ain't gonna be with no man with 2, 3 women. If you see a man, especially in some religions, and they may have, 3 or 4 wives or whatever they doing, and then you'll hear women say, I wouldn't be in that right there. A lot of them don't know. Unbeknown, you are in it.
You're already in it. Yeah.
You already in it. And some do know that they're in it. And you send a percent of what you won't be, but most are in it, because most men haven't grown and matured to the point yet where you just saying, hey, this one woman is it for me. Man, that joker got to really dig inside and be connected spiritually, or he just got to be a special guy. You got some special guy to be like, one is okay. One is okay. That's a special guy. But most guys that I've dealt with, that I know from my experience dealing with guys, dealing with myself, you got to mature to that point where you could say, okay, I'm good with one. I'm good. But most men haven't matured to that point. And ladies,
But not only that, though, not only that, as far as maturing to that point, it has to, it says a lot about an individual that you would want to say, yeah, okay, this is it right here. You know what I mean? And how many people you come across in life of the opposite sex that you be like, okay, that's it, I'm done. This is it right here for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to talk about the quality of people that you come across too. So, you know,
And by
even though
you,
you might want to do that, like I said, but the quality people come across, they don't take you there. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
Mm.
right, right. But see, here we go. By you saying that right there, that comes with principles. Because now, if you're going to be in a relationship with someone saying, okay, you know what? I've did this, I've done that, I want to settle down, I want this, I want that. Now you're dealing with someone that's growing more into integrity, more character. See, these are things, these are principles. That's why a lot of us are not doing well in relationships because we don't possess the principles that it takes for a relationship to be successful. No discipline, no self-control, that tenacity, that fight that come when that desire may come over you to stray, that comes from within you. So here's facts. When you are not truly connected to that which dwells within you, and I talk about that all the time, you're going to always find yourself in a bind because the struggle is real. The struggle is real. And if you're not connected spiritually, here it is, you can met someone that you like. You may feel one way that you're ready to settle down, you ready to do this, you ready to do that. You may be at that point, but the person
But
that absolutely, because
yeah,
you're
there
not
you
going,
go.
yeah, you're not going with yourself.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not going with yourself. So you got to make sure that this person here is displaying that same maturity, the character, the integrity, man.
and then the thing with that too, as far as I can see, my experience in this society in which we live in, morals, ethics, scruples, all of that, that is looked upon not in the forefront.
Right.
Because when you cross paths with people, what do you do? Where do you work? You know, what you drive, where you live. No one is trying to tap into checking your morality. You guys any kind of ethic, you know what I mean? Your do's and your don'ts. No. They want to know how much money you make, you know, what you drive, where you live, the mere essence of you as a human being, all that stuff is way in the back. They're not even checking in there. You know, sad, but that's how it is.
Yeah, that's just how it is, coach.
You know.
And so we're gonna have to do a relationship show because it's so many ways to go when we dealing with relationships because we got
Yeah,
so many
yeah,
different people doing so many
yeah.
different things, and so we definitely gonna have to tap into that. But are we in a relationship where our behavior is silly and we know that we shouldn't be in that relationship? It's just something to think about. And another thing, if you on a job and you know that job and you're going to work every day miserable, then you need to find something else to do. You need to work it out. Ain't no need in living your life miserable. Don't go to work and just quit. You got to pay bills, but at least get yourself together, start figuring things out. Start figuring things out because
Yeah.
that's silly to keep going to a place where you're miserable most of your day. You got to sit down and figure that out, work that out. And then when it comes to your spirit, like we said, and like I said earlier, you got to understand that just because you go to church or a religious gathering, it doesn't mean that you are spiritually connected to what you would call the higher power. And we got to do better in that area as well. And if you still think that just because you go to church, that you good with God or good with whatever religion, then that's silly. You're not doing nothing by the book. That means you got to live. When you say you believe in that religion or whatever you dealing with, you got to live. That thing got principles in it. And I don't see us living by those principles at all. And then if you still just caught up in your belief is your belief, but if you trying to make your belief a fact or reality into someone else's life, that's silly. Now that's your belief. That don't make it truth. That's why they call it a belief. And we have to remember that. And we can't be so arrogant to the point where if you don't believe what I believe in, you going to hell. That's arrogant. That's silly. That behavior is crazy. We got to grow from that. That's what religion and custom and formality have done to us. Somebody was just telling me earlier today, they seen somebody over by Greenbrier, something in a mega church. I don't know what they know. I have to get the name on and stuff. And just say they seen that like thousands and thousands of people going in there. And to be very honest with you, if they just going in there on religion, man, that got to be one of the saddest things to see if you're conscious. Because you got thousands of people that you know not going to get nothing done because they caught up in a religion. And most churches that you go into, and we can't get nothing done because we always bickering. All the different religions, all we do is bicker with each other. Bicker. That's why we just keep splitting. The Hebrews can't come together. The Christians can't come together. The Islamic faith can't nobody come together to get nothing done. So all of our behavior, I would have to say, dealing with our mind, our body, our soul, as a large group, yeah, I would definitely have to say we lack common sense. I would have to definitely say it's foolish. Our behavior is foolish, absurd, ridiculous. Yeah, when it comes to our mind, our body, our soul, yeah, our behavior is stupid. Yeah, meaning that's not sharp. That's not the way that should be done. We need to take care of ourselves, and you can pull it up, and all you have to do is just look at yourself. Just look at yourself. Damn, am I taking care of myself physically? Am I taking care of myself mentally? Am I taking care of myself spiritually? There's a lot of work to be done, family. If you need my help, hit me up. We'll talk about it. If you want to start an exercise routine, hit me up. It's free. I'll tell you just how to get it going. It's on you. I'm done, coach. So I answer it myself, and I hope the family hit me up. But I say that most of us, from observation, our behavior is silly. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm done, coach.
It'll be interesting to see the feedback. I mean, a simple yes, a simple no, that can be enough, but it'll be interesting to see if anybody would leave any comments, man. We say so also often, so many times, and like you said, it never grow old. Because at the end of the day, all you got is numero uno, you. You know, you number one, whether you know it or not. You know, everything you have acquired, everything you're trying to acquire depends on your health. You know, when you think about it or not, it depends on your health. And to maintain it still depends on your health. So if you don't think your health's supposed to be in the forefront, then I don't know what to tell you, man. We got to do better. We ought to do better. We need to do better. That's all I can say, man. We grown, so keep doing what you're doing or switch up. It's entirely up to you. You know, so
That's it, coach.
yeah, that's it, man.
I'm gonna let it go right there, then. So like coach just said, it's up to you. It's all in your hand. I remember back in the day, we used to blame the white man for everything. That time is over. It's 2025. If you want to get it, it's up to you. I'm gonna leave it right there because, like I said earlier, our behavior dealing in these three areas, we're a bunch of silly people. And I'm out, coach. Until the next time,
All
I
right, man.
holler.
Take care.
Appreciate you.